It has begun!
Who here likes their Second Amendment, and who here wants to keep their guns? Who here has heard or said some version of the phrase, "You'll have my guns when you pry them from my cold, dead hands"? Now, mind you, some of us said that in jest, but some of you actually mean it. Some of you claim to be preppers, make it a point to state that you have X amount of guns and X thousands of rounds of ammo, and you're going to survive the collapse. You are fools. Every one of you. Now, mind you, I am a small, feeble male. I make sure I carry a gun because if someone wanted to physically overpower me, there's nothing I can do about it. But here's my point with you gun faggots. Yes, I called you gun faggots. And I will call it to your face. Because you see, what you don't understand, wise guy, is guns will not save you in a collapse. Because, see, in a completely thorough collapse, there will be no bullet factories. There will be no mines working to ore or factories to process the metal to make the shells or the powder for the bullets. You may have X thousands of rounds, but those will be gone eventually, and you will fail in the collapse because you will have put more time and energy into your guns than building human infrastructure or renewable food sources. Those of you that claim if the law comes from your guns, they're going to have a fight on their hands. You're not going to win that fight. And all you're going to do is piss off the infrastructure so that they tighten up. You might take down one or two military or police, but see, they have an entire police force in the city, an entire military force on call, and an entire nation of interconnected police and military. You will not win. Oh, and by the way, asshole, those of you that think you're going to fight the system with your guns, do you understand they have EMPs they can blow that'll stop your heart? They don't have to sacrifice themselves to your stupid-ass firearms. Right now, they can send a signal through your phone that'll send an electric charge through your body that shuts off your fucking heart. Okay, asshole? Your gun doesn't scare the system. Your willingness to kill the police and military does not frighten them. You will not win. And those of you that run around talking about, oh, when are we going to have World War III? When are we going to have Civil War? You are fools. Okay, because somewhere in your mind you are conceiving that because you and your neighbors aren't shooting at each other from across the street, Civil War hasn't started. You conceive that because we don't have troops on the ground getting murdered in gunfights, that we're not in World War III. Let me explain something to you tools. Yes, you are tools. You are pathetic losers. World War III has been fought since the end of World War II. It has been fought with propaganda and the pharmaceutical industrial complex. Okay? The poisoning of our food supply, the media dispensing technologies, vaccines, and the drugs they sell us. They've been waging non-kinetic war since the end of World War II. And if any kind of war breaks out at this point, it'll be fought with drones and energy weapons, which I'll discuss at another point. Okay, we're not going to have foot soldiers murdering each other en masse like World War I or World War II. In fact, some have conceived, like I said, World War III is already going on and you don't even know it. And because you don't know it, you're losing. But you are the same people, the ones that, well, it's not a civil war because we're not shooting at each other in the streets. And it's not World War III because we're not being sent overseas to stand face to face with other people and shoot them. Again, the Civil War is going on behind the scenes with legal action, subversion, and corporate espionage. They don't need a kinetic war. They don't need guns people shooting each other in the streets. Look around you. Look at how many deserving people have either lost or been withheld positions in society or in the workforce for the sake of people who are not qualified and been convinced to hate those other people. If that's not a civil war of society, I don't know what is. The fact that you think it needs to be fought with guns makes you a real problem. And let me address that right now. Those of you that can't conceive of World War III or Civil War outside of gunfire, you have, in conceding to that reality, you have decided that no problem is worth addressing until gunfire breaks out. So every little incremental issue that comes up in society, you go, oh, well, they're not shooting at me yet, so it's not a war. Oh, I'll look the other way. You are the reason for the decay of society, you fucking pussies. You gutless pieces of shit who cling to your guns so hard that you refuse to fight for anything else in your reality. You are the problem. And here's what you gun monkeys don't understand. Because you turn a blind eye to all the other problems in civilization because, as long as I have my guns, I'm fine. You see, what you don't understand is they've got you so mind-fucked and continue to mind-fuck you because you're not on guard. You're not on guard because they haven't shot at you yet. See, by the time they come for your guns, they're going to have you so mind-fucked, so brainwashed, and so over a barrel socioeconomically, if not chemically as well. you will gladly, with pleasure and glee, hand over your firearms. You don't get it. They're not going to start a kinetic war to take your guns, you stupid assholes. They've been fighting that war with propaganda and biochemical warfare for the last 60 years. Right? 70 years. And they've done it so well that you don't even know it. And one day you will wake up, they will ask to take your guns, and you go, yeah, no problem, I don't need this. I'm good. and if anyone asks you what happened to your fervor for your gun possession, you go, psh, that's stupid, dude. Why would you want guns? Because you see, you don't guard yourself against the true weapons of war. This is the 21st century, stupid. We don't need bullets or bombs anymore. And we don't need to send soldiers with guns in en masse. The war is already here. You've already lost. And the fact that you hold so tightly to your guns means nothing. Nothing. But because you have decided your guns are the be-all, end-all, and that as long as you have your guns, you don't look at anything else as a problem, you are the reason society is crumbling, mutating, and becoming absolutely toxic and impossible for people to come together. You've already lost. Congratulations, you gun nuts.
Is it over?